Crazy fact about the planet, part 1. Starting at the pyramids in Giza, going across the Sahara through the Atlantic Ocean across South America through the Pacific Ocean to Easter Island on the most remote opposite side of the planet, all the way back around back to the pyramids, are 21 ancient, mysterious sites, all on this same line with remarkable precision to one another, circling around the planet. And whoever was building the massive megalithic stonework, like what we find in Egypt, South America, even on Easter Island, had the capability to quarry, move, and lift unbelievable large masses of rock above your head, and cut and shape the stone with such a level of precision that you can't fit a piece of paper and in some places a razor blade in between the blocks as they butt up to each other. Many, if not all of these sites have remarkable connections and astronomical alignments with the stars in the sky, along with the sun and moon, along with sharing identical architecture, stone cutting and locking techniques, making many of the walls and structures earthquake-proof, which is why they have lasted as long as they have. Now stick around for part 2. Crazy fact about the planet, part 2. So I calculated these measurements from Google Earth, so they're not going to be perfect, but you'll get the idea. First thing to point out is that the golden ratio is 1.618. The distance from Giza to Rapa Nui or Easter Island is 16,180 kilometers. The distance from Angkor Wat to Giza multiplied by the golden ratio gives us the distance from Giza all the way over to Nazca in South America. The distance from Giza to Nazca multiplied by the golden ratio gives us the distance from Nazca all the way back to Angkor Wat. The distance from Angkor Wat to Nazca equals the distance from Mohenjo-Daro to Rapa Nui. The distance from Angkor Wat to Mohenjo-Daro equals the distance from Mohenjo-Daro to Giza, along with the distance from Nazca to Rapa Nui. And according to our current models that were taught in school, not only were these people and civilizations separated by vast distances and oceans, but also time, so they supposedly had absolutely zero contact with one another. Making all of this just one big ol' coincidence. Okay. Not only is there a connection between these important ancient sites all being on the same line going around the planet, but we also find a connection within their architecture. Take a look at the polygonal stone masonry on Easter Island. You see that stone? Now from Easter Island, let's go across the Pacific Ocean to Peru. Here we also find polygonal stone masonry in Cusco and many other sites in the area, like Machu Picchu, Ollantaytambo, and Sacsayhuaman. Back at the wall on Cusco, do you see that stone right there? Back up here at Machu Picchu, you see the stone right there? Back on Easter Island, does this look familiar? Now let's go across the Atlantic over here to Egypt. Here again, we also find polygonal stone masonry. Cultures separated by oceans and time are using the same building techniques. Now from Egypt, let's go to Angkor Wat in Cambodia. Again, here we find polygonal stone masonry. We always find these kind of joints, and they even curve the stone in the corner, just like what we see in Peru and Egypt. And cultures all across the planet are using the same locking techniques. But you know what they say, it's just another coincidence.